it's Brittany here. Welcome back to my channel. So I got kind of a different video today for you guys. I'm going to be comparing two different powders, two setting powders, one high end, one low end, and we're going to see how they work. So the first powder that I'm using is the e.l.f. setting powder, the e.l.f. Soft Luminance setting powder. It's translucent basically. And then I'm going to compare the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which everybody has been raving about. I mean, I've heard so many reviews. This is a travel size, by the way, because this is my first time getting it, so didn't want to get the full bottle. I think the full one is like $40 something maybe, and I have to make sure that I actually like it before I spend something like that. This powder it runs for $6 on the e.l.f. website, or you can get it from the e.l.f. store. So I already have on foundation and I did my eyes and everything just so we can get straight to the concealer and the setting so you can see how it works. So I'm just going to do my regular foundation routine, regular concealer that I always use, so there's no bias. I already know what it should look like, and if there's a difference, I'll definitely notice it. Okay, so I'm going to do everything as I usually would. So I'm going to get the powders ready because as soon as I blend this, I want to put the powder right on top. So let me get them ready. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had to open this, so this is my first time using this. And I'm just going to put a little bit, shake some into the top because it's easier for me to access it like that. First, from looking at it, I can see it says it's translucent, but it has like a yellowish base / undertone. It's not completely white like the NARS translucent powder or something like that. It's kind of yellowish. And then for the e.l.f., as you guys know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I have used this countless times before. I like it a lot. But this little thing, this packaging that it comes in, is extremely messy. When you open it, powder just gets everywhere, and I hate it. So I did see that they upgraded their packaging, but I didn't buy a new one because this thing lasts forever. So what I did do was put some powder in an old package that I had from some other setting powder. So this is the same thing as the e.l.f. I just put it in a different container. So I'm going to shake some of this out as well, put it in there, and it's still, you can see the powder getting everywhere. It's still very messy. And just looking at the two of them right now, this one has more of a consistency of like flour, and this one is more finely milled, really, really thin. I don't even know what to compare e.l.f. to. I mean, I use it all the time, but it's just, I can look at the two and see that the e.l.f. one is much thinner. So let's go ahead and blend these two out. Alright, so I'm going to put old handy dandy e.l.f. on my left side. Just going to dip it in and press it underneath the eye. I don't like to bake anymore because it gives me flashback and I look a little too cakey, so I'm just going to press it into my skin. Get all up in there. Make sure I get the side of my nose because this is where I get the most oily, like right all up in there. So I'm gonna take my other blending sponge with old Laura and press that in. And because this powder was thicker, I thought it would like make my face feel tighter, but it doesn't at all. It feels nice. It's really nice, and it's blending like really smoothly into the skin. I like it. Okay. I gotta dip in this one a little bit more because the cap is smaller. That's the only reason why. Alright, so what do you guys think? Do you notice any immediate differences from side to side with just me immediately setting it? Let me know in the comments. This one feels really nice on my skin. I'm not gonna lie about that. I can definitely feel the e.l.f. powder on me. It's not really like too tight because I've had powders where it's like, where it like sucks you dry. It's not like that, but I can definitely feel the makeup on my skin, whereas this feels like skin. I don't know, they look really similar. My creases popped out. I don't know if you guys can see. They pop out every time, so it's not too bad. They look the same on both sides, to be honest. And this one is definitely lighter, but I already noticed that in the pan that this was a lighter powder, so. I do like yellow base powders like the Beignet banana powder and the Sasha buttercup powder. Those are my favorite setting powders, but they're not translucent, so I wanted to compare two translucent powders. So I'm gonna go ahead and dust away the excess really quick so I can get a better look. Alright, what do you guys think? To me, they look really similar. Like, I can't notice too much of a difference. I would say like this powder, I have more coverage, whereas this is really transparent, translucent. I can still see my under eye, I can still see the veins underneath my eye. I put concealer on and things like that, and this kind of just laid right on top of it. So a really thin layer of powder, whereas this one is a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker consistency, so it smooths things out a little bit better. But that's like when you're looking very closely where you could see into my face, like you could see my eye. But from a distance like this, you wouldn't notice that I have two different powders on. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm done. This is the finished product. As you can see, I put all of my makeup on and I sprayed my face with my setting spray as I usually would do. And just to remind you guys, this is the drugstore side and this is the high-end side. So this has the e.l.f. powder and this is Mercier. So what do you guys think? You guys notice a difference really? You can't really see much of a difference because they're both translucent powders and they're both pretty good in my opinion. I mean, there's a huge price difference and you don't really see much of a difference immediately, but you know, with setting powders, it's about which one can stand the test of time, like which one lasts the longest. So looking, as I said before, this one is more full face ready, it's thicker, it has better coverage, whereas this one is lighter, more translucent, and I can kind of see through it a little bit. I actually didn't notice that because I never compared the two, but now that I'm wearing both of them, I can definitely see a difference. I mean, in terms of creasing, neither one of them really did much of a difference with creasing. The same under my eyes, I don't know if you guys can see, the same thing still happens. This powder is not a magic creaseless powder. I mean, it doesn't really say that it would do that, but I'm just saying that's not what it's here for. Neither one of them is really looking patchy, and I did put the Mercier on my nose and it doesn't look patchy or anything. It looks like it blended in pretty well. My forehead looks okay. One side is a bit brighter than the other. If you look really closely, this side is a little bit brighter because of that yellow base and the yellow undertone. I feel like that complements my skin a little bit better, so I would go towards that a little bit more. Sometimes what I do with e.l.f. is I mix their two translucent powders together, so they have like a bronzier color and then they have more of a translucent, and I mix those two together just so it's not as white. So that's what I would do on a regular basis. But as I said, there's really not much of a huge difference. We need to check for flashback. See if you still see a little flashback. I'm gonna take a picture with flash on both sides. And no flashback. You can't really see any flashback on the outside, but I already know like what to do to avoid flashback. If you guys want to know my tricks on how to avoid flashback, I'll definitely do a video on that if you want. But yeah, there's no flashback on the e.l.f. side. And then let's see with the other side. No flashback. That's kind of a given though. I'm going to take a picture in the center of my face, just my whole face, so you can kind of see the difference with flash. if there's any difference. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys notice a difference? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which ones do you like better? Which one would you prefer? I think the $6 one works pretty much just as good as the other one. I will be back with you guys a little bit later. I'm gonna add some pictures of what my makeup looks like a little bit later, after a few hours, after I've been wearing it for a while, just so you guys can really see the difference. But let me know what you think of this video in the comments. If you like more videos like this, maybe I can do some more. So just let me know. Alright guys, so I'm back in the house. It's been about, I want to say like 7 hours with me wearing this makeup. As I said, I didn't touch it up. I didn't do anything to it. This is pretty much it. My lip gloss done wore off. I ain't feel like putting it back on, but this is my face after 6-7 hours. So I'm still pretty oily in the T-zone, but not too oily, like not that much. It was a pretty hot day today. I'm oily up in the T-zone a little bit, but it's giving me like a dewy finish, so I'm not mad about that. Let's see how these setting powders held up. So once again, on this side is the e.l.f. drugstore. This side is Mercier high-end. So let me just come in a little closer. So yeah, what do you guys think? This side here or this side? Personally, to be completely honest, my first impression, I don't see a huge difference. I was expecting this side to be like soft focus, photo finish, like completely smooth, like a filter on my face, because the way people rave about Mercier is just heaven sent. So I was thinking it's gonna have a huge difference from a $6 powder. Like you would think you would see a significant difference, and you don't. Like on my face here, there's really not much of a difference. I did my regular skincare routine, my regular primers, mattifying primers. I did the powder before the foundation. You know, everything I usually would do, I did it. And I don't see much of a difference with this product. Is it worth the price? It depends. Like, depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a high-end powder with better ingredients, possibly yes. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more inexpensive, but also gets the job done, then go ahead with the e.l.f. You're not going to notice much of a difference. I took pictures with Flashback. There was no Flashback on either side. Like I said, this powder is a little bit lighter, so it does look a little bit lighter on the skin. Like, this is a yellow base, so it blends into the skin a little bit better. But for the price, it's not heaven sent. It's not, oh my gosh, I'm raving about this. It's just not worth it. Maybe I have to try this powder a few more times by itself to see if it makes my overall face look 10 times better. But just looking at this comparison, I really don't see where it's such a difference from this $6 powder. Over on the side of my nose where I usually get super oily, it's still pretty oily on both sides. Like, but other than that, girl, and for $30-something, I just don't see where it's a miracle product. But let me know if you guys had different results. If you love and swear by this product, let me know what your results are in the description box, because I'd love to know. Or if you used it differently, if you baked with it, if you just did some other type of method, use different foundation, whatever you did, just let me know. Because maybe I didn't do something right, because the way that people rave about it, it's just like, where? Like, what? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not subscribed, then what are you doing? Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. I don't have a Twitter. You could add me on Snapchat. Check out my website at www.bossbabebeauty.com. I have a lot of hair care tips, a lot of tricks and things like that on my website. And if you have any suggestions for videos or things like that, leave them in the description box. Leave them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to look at them. Thank you again for your love and your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.